Shwmai pawb, a chroeso i'r gweithdy yma sydd yn canolbwyntio ar sut mae e-ysgol yn medru cefnogi y sector uwchradd. Hi all, and welcome to this workshop where we'll be focusing on how e-ysgol can support collaboration within the secondary sector. My name is Stephen Williams and I'm the e-ysgol lead for Mid and West Wales and primarily support collaboration between schools in Ceredigion, Powys, Pembrokeshire, Carmarthenshire and also most recently in Monmouthshire. So firstly, before I move on to the secondary sector, I'm just going to quickly glance over what e-ysgol is all about and how it embeds itself within the secondary sector. So we are a Welsh Government funded project with the aim of providing equity in education through technology. As an organisation, we do this by upskilling teachers and learners. We promote collaboration between educational institutions, and we support schools to expand the learners' experiences. And we do that in both the primary and the secondary sector. Felly ni yn canolbwyntio ar equity mewn addysg ac yn defnyddio gwahanol dulliau i sicrhau bod y staff a dysgwyr yn cael eu uwchsgilio, hyrwyddo cydweithio ac yn cefnogi ysgolion i ehangu profiadau i'w dysgwyr yn y cynradd ac y uwchradd. Ond yn y cyflwyniad yma, dwi'n mynd i canolbwyntio ar yr uwchradd. In this presentation, I'm going to focus in on the secondary sector. So within in the secondary, in the uwchradd, our aim is to support schools and support collaboration between schools to deliver a hybrid learning courses for their students. Primarily in post-16 for post-16 provisioning, but also for the post-14 provisioning. We aim to try to provide a wider and more equitable choice of subjects for all students. Again, primarily in that post-16 provisioning, but we are looking to expand and support the post-14 students within your schools. And we also provide professional learning opportunities based on hybrid learning for your teachers. But how does e-ysgol support secondary schools specifically? So like I mentioned, we collaborate with networks of schools, secondary schools, to enable them to offer a wide range of post-16 courses to their students. Now, in my capacity, for my role within e-ysgol, I support the collaboration within Ceredigion and the 6 secondary schools within Ceredigion. In Powys and the 11 secondary schools in Powys. There's a partnership between 3 secondary schools in Pembrokeshire, Haverfordwest, Harriettydir and Green Hill, and 2 secondaries in Carmarthenshire, Emlyn and Dyffryn Taf. So I support the collaboration between those schools. And most recently, we are supporting the 4 secondary schools in Monmouthshire. And the aim in these networks and in these collaborations is that schools are able to offer courses, post-16 courses, and offer them to the other students within that network, ensuring that there is a wider choice of courses available for them to study within that network, which allows them to stay in their schools to study the courses, but also taking advantage of the expertise in other schools for specific courses. So like I mentioned, we work in collaboration with schools to promote collaboration. Now we as e-sgol, we don't employ teachers centrally to deliver these courses. We use the expertise, the professionals within the schools to deliver the courses. And we tend to work in a cluster of schools or a network of schools where they are within usually a traveling distance to each other. And I'll go through why in a moment. Within these schools, within this network or a cluster of schools, schools then would target those non-viable subjects with low numbers where they may not possibly run if the numbers stay low. But by offering it within that network or within that partnership, numbers then can increase, which means that course can run, which allows the teacher to deliver a course that they're passionate in delivering, and also it allows students to access courses that may not be available within their schools. Now, these courses follow a hybrid learning model with a blend of online and face-to-face sessions, and I'll go through what that looks like in a moment. And what we do as an organisation is we support the schools, the senior leaders, the teachers, and the learners then in providing professional learning opportunities, guidance and support. We also provide support to students. We conduct pupil voice questionnaires to see what their thoughts are on a hybrid learning course and try to adapt and to try to develop courses with the networks during the process. So like I mentioned, for these collaborative courses, we support a hybrid model, and it's split into 3 pillars. The first pillar is the remote synchronous learning. Now, these are your online lessons where the students would access the course itself either through Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom, depending on which platform that specific network has followed or local authority has adopted. Now, the students would access these online during arranged times, so scheduled times, and they would go to a classroom to access the lessons. Now, the remote synchronous lessons, that's the bulk of the lessons. So that's probably 80 to 90% of the courses are done online. However, there are opportunities for students to meet face to face. So to make it a truly hybrid course, students would go to the host school, so whoever's delivering the course, to access face-to-face sessions with the teachers. Now, we definitely believe that these face-to-face sessions are beneficial for the students, but also for the teachers. It provides students with an opportunity to create relationships with other peers, other students from other schools, but also with the teacher as well. So it's building those relationships, adeiladu perthnasau rhwng y disgyblion a'r athrawon, building those relationships, that rapport with the students and the teachers. And then to complement these face-to-face and online lessons, then there would be remote asynchronous learning opportunities made available for the students. Now, these could be digital homework, assignments that they can complete through Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom, the use of close class notebook, the use of flipped learning, where the teacher would record maybe or share a recording of a lesson, where they would need to watch the lesson to acquire some prior learning before accessing the lesson, or maybe accessing a YouTube clip or recording after a lesson and then completing the task then. So there's lots of different strategies in developing that asynchronous teaching and learning. Now, moving on to how the lessons are facilitated. Now, when I speak to learners to parents and try to explain this online learning or this hybrid learning approach. The students' perspective is that that they would be accessing the lessons from home. So during COVID, they were home, the cameras were off, the microphones are off. However, in this situation, the students would go to a classroom in the school to access the lessons. They would have a screen on at the front of the classroom where they would watch the teaching. So the teacher would share their presentation or class notebook, and they would see the teaching or the teaching and learning tool on the screen. They'd also see the camera, so that the teacher would be using to see them on the screen in front of them. This allows then obviously the students to watch the teaching, and then they would use a laptop then to access the class materials and to complete any tasks that the teachers would assign to the students through Microsoft Teams, Class Notebook, or Google Classroom. And within this classroom, there would be a webcam, so the teacher can see the students, and there would be a microphone speaker located in the classroom so that the teacher then can hear the students. What's important to remember here that these classrooms, they're not going to be large students within these classrooms. It's going to be 2, 3, possibly 4 students accessing these courses, because these are targeted, non-viable, low number courses. Now, for these classrooms, like I mentioned earlier, these are timetabled across the network, so the students would know when the lessons would be facilitated, and they would then be allocated with a classroom or a room with an additional screen where they could watch the teaching. So it's their responsibility to access these lessons. Now, some schools go down the route of having a teaching assistant or a member of staff sitting in with the students. However, I know some local authorities, they put the onus on the students then, building their independence to go to the classroom, join the call, and then access the lessons independently. Then again, some local authorities, they have a blend where they may start with that support from a member of staff, and then that slowly peters out then as the students become more familiar with the setup itself. Now, for the teachers then, most teachers teach separately to the students. This ensures fairness and provides the students that are feeding into these lessons the same learning experience. Now, some teachers prefer this style of teaching because they can concentrate on the teaching side without being distracted by students within the classroom. However, there are certain scenarios where the teacher has to be in the classroom with the students. This could be due to capacity issues within the school, the number of students within the host school, because again, if there's maybe 10, 11, 12 students feeding into that classroom, it might be easier to manage that classroom if the students are in that classroom with the teacher. However, as e-sgol, we do promote that teachers do teach separately from their class to ensure that there's fairness then for all students that are feeding into the provisioning. Now, in this scenario, the teacher would have a monitor or a screen in front of them so they could see the students, and then they would have a tablet device. In this scenario, it's a Dell tablet Canvas device, but we do use XP Pen tablet devices where they can annotate on their presentations, on Class Notebook, which acts as their whiteboard, and they would annotate then during the lessons for the students to see the work. The teacher would have a webcam so the students can see the teacher, and then the teacher would either have a microphone or speaker in front of them, or they could use a headset like I'm using to make sure that their voice is projected during the lesson. So when it comes to the professional learning opportunities for teachers, obviously it's vitally important to provide support, guidance and training for these teachers that may deliver these hybrid learning courses in the future. It's easy enough pulling these networks together, these network with schools together, picking the subjects that are going to be offered within the network. However, the teachers need to be on board from the start. There's no point just leaving it until the summer term and telling them that they're going to be delivering in a hybrid model in September. They need to be aware and be given the opportunities to practice, have a test run, to trial different strategies before getting their teeth into it and starting the course come September. So as an organisation, we offer professional learning training sessions for the teachers, maybe focusing on a specific area. So it could be looking at class notebook, could be looking at using assignments, looking at how to create relationships for the between the teachers and the students. So looking at strategies that they can utilize within their hybrid learning courses. Now for these sessions, if it's a common theme with a number of schools and a number of teachers across Wales, we may run webinars or training sessions, online training sessions where they would come together and learn together. We also organise professional learning visits. Now these tend to happen in the summer term, where we would go and visit the teachers that are delivering these collaborative hybrid courses, and as making them as bespoke as possible for the teachers and for the subjects that they're delivering. So the needs of the languages teachers may be different to the mathematicians. So looking at what the needs of the teachers are and providing support to them. We also provide continuous professional learning throughout the year. We've got a bank of self-directed resources that can be made available for teachers to access during the year. And I'll share some examples in a moment. So an example of some training that we have offered to schools this academic year. It was quite clear that Class Notebook was a vehicle that a number of teachers wanted to look at and to explore and to learn how to use for their hybrid learning courses. So during the spring term, I hosted 3 sessions, so 3 webinars based on how Class Notebook can be used effectively during the teacher's hybrid learning course. So the first session was focusing on how to organize the Class Notebook, so looking at the basics on how to set it up through Microsoft Teams. The second session was how to create and deliver interactive lessons and how to distribute tasks to the students. And the third webinar was based on providing feedback. So these were 20, 30-minute short, sharp webinars where the teachers were able to join the webinars. They were also recorded. So these were then uploaded onto our YouTube channel and then shared accordingly, shared to the teachers. These webinars, like I mentioned, were uploaded onto our YouTube channel, and then they were added to our professional learning Google site. Felly, dyma'r wefan dysgu proffesiynol ni, a fel nes I esbonio, dyn ni wedi ychwanegu pentwr o strategaethau cydamserol ac anghydamserol ar gyfer yr athrawon. Felly mae'r athrawon yn gallu dipio mewn i'r strategaethau yma a falle ystyried defnyddio nhw mewn i gwersi dysgu hybrid. So like I mentioned, we have created this professional learning site, which contains a plethora of strategies, learning strategies, or synchronous and asynchronous strategies that teachers can use during their hybrid learning courses. Also, if I open up the webinar drop-down, this is where the class notebook webinars that were facilitated and recorded during the spring term, this is where the teachers would gain access to the recordings. So the reason that we looked at Class Notebook, and the reason why a number of teachers wanted to learn more about Class Notebook, was because it can be used as a powerful vehicle where teachers can share content and where students can complete tasks in their own personal digital workbooks. And the beauty of using Class Notebook is that teachers can dip into the students' workspaces during the lesson. So during the lesson, when the students are completing the work, they can just go into the students' work and see the work that they're completing during the lesson, as they would do during a normal traditional classroom, where they would scan, walk around the classroom and look at the students' books and their work. Class Notebook is a vehicle that allows teachers to do this for the students' work during that hybrid learning course. One criticism of a hybrid learning course in the past was that the teachers weren't able to see the work that the students were completing from another school. However, Class Notebook allows the teachers to do this. Class Notebook also has a draw function, which allows teachers to annotate, to write on a blank screen like a whiteboard, just as they're going through the lesson. They can upload their presentations and annotate on the presentations through Class Notebook. And also, if students have access to a touchscreen laptop, then they can also annotate and complete tasks by writing on the Class Notebook directly into Class Notebook, thus allowing them to maybe practice in using that writing to complete tasks instead of having to type everything. So teachers have commented on how Class Notebook really allows teachers to have that fluidity and replicates that traditional classroom teaching strategies where they can just write on the whiteboard. They can do it on the Class Notebook, and then when you share that screen, then students then can access the notes then live during the lesson. And finally, we also provide support for students. I ni yn cefnogi y myfyrwyr hefyd. We provide engagement sessions for students, either online sessions or school visits, where we would potentially come into a school come September, provide them with some support or training in maybe how to access a hybrid learning course. We conduct pupil voice questionnaires, and we listen to the learners and learn from what they see what they want and try to adapt the processes based on their feedback. We can attend open evenings to speak with students and parents, and we can also organise bespoke sessions for students based on the hybrid learning model. So, for example, how to make notes during a digital lesson or in an online lesson. That's definitely something that some students find difficult. How to structure their note making during an online lesson. So yeah, we are able to provide some support for students as well. Well, diolch yn fawr am wrando i'r Gweithdy prynhawn 'ma. Thank you ever so much for listening to this workshop. And if you have any questions or queries regarding how we can support you in your secondary school, then please do drop me an email. Diolch.